Beautiful good afternoon from Europe. As you can see, the weather is great here. Piotr here is Light Forex Global YouTube channel. Good morning, guys. Good evening, wherever you are. We are going to make the market update. Well, the only thing are these masks, right? Without them, huge fine with possibility to be arrested in the place where I currently. Without a further delay, we are going to discuss euro dollar. If the reversal from 1760 discussed many times, right? We've been discussing that many times. Is it something bigger? Can we see the rally towards 120, 150, or just profit taking ahead of the European Central Bank decision? Euro pound 91.50. Again, supply move back below 90, or rally towards 93.50, 95, maybe even parity with the Brexit scarcity around. We are going to check few more European crosses, so stay with me and let's start right here, right now. Guys, risk warning as usual. Please bear in mind trading on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for all investors who can sustain a loss of some or initial investment. So please do not invest the money you cannot afford to. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Alright, so as I mentioned, let's start with the euro dollar post ECB. What has happened? Well, no change when it comes to the ECB. Then they are not, what we get from Lagarde, they are not targeting specific euro dollar level, right? But there was a discussion, there was some concern about the euro strength lately, right? Of course, there is no concern as long as we are below 120. Also from some ECB members said that more optimistic view is needed. Then the Twitter replied, the whole Twitter community replied that more optimistic view is needed as long as we are below 120. If euro will jump and pop above 120, then we are going to get back to the pessimistic view. That what we've seen. When it comes to the some updates, right? Predictions. HICP 2020 0.3 unchanged, 2021 1% versus 0.8 previously, 2022 1.3 unchanged. When it comes to the GDP, 2020 GDP at -8 versus -8.7 prior, 2021 +5 versus 5.2 previously, 2022 3.2 versus 3.3 previously. So that's briefly in the shortcut when it comes to the euro and to the ECB. What is going on with euro? We have to, I'm going to switch, I'm going to make it as without the background. There you go. Let's get back to daily chart. What we have when it comes to the euro, there is a channel discussed quite a few times. Now, congratulations, guys, for all the buyers around when it comes to the stop hunt we've seen yesterday, right? No doubt about it. That something like this we discussed many times, as I mentioned before. Now, towards the end of the day yesterday, because of retest of the weekly open blue dotted line, and how the market was looking, there was time to take at least partial profit taking ahead of the ECB. Now, post ECB, because let's quote Lagarde again, they are not targeting specific level, right? The hot money, speculative money, they pushed euro dollar higher through yesterday high and through weekly open, but again we are starting to build upper shadow. Now, two reasons. Well, it's gonna be huge fight in my opinion towards the end of the day. Why? Because if that's big consolidation, then we are trading near the 50%. We hit some stops, based on the upper shadow, we are trading 50% of that consolidation. On the other hand, if we are targeting the rising channel, and the bears should be even more active, trying to push towards the end of the day, price lower, below the weekly open, even better, below yesterday high, that could create the opportunity to try to trade swing high based on the daily chart. Of course, it could turn out that tomorrow, for example, we are going to see just retest of the bottom of that channel and higher. Don't forget, guys, yesterday I've been talking about that midweek reversal, right? So we started to reverse when it comes to the euro yesterday. Quite interesting things going on. If we are not going to turn out from the bearish perspective here, right, then finishing the business around 1960 could be the name of the game, and start to pulling back from here. Overall, if you are a bull, and if this reversal yesterday after the stop hunt, right, once the guys found the liquidity is true, then 2150 could be in place. Sellers around today's high, sellers around 1960. Okay, that's how I see euro dollar. I would be very careful and maybe more conservative this time, and I would wait and see what is going to happen towards the end of the day when it comes to the euro dollar. The next one, completely different story, is euro pound, and here huge monster rally. Well, the thing that we expect the rally, we discussed many times. Even with this break to the downside, with the retest some significant levels, right, aggressive traders were buying that low, conservative were waiting for a move back above 90. Discuss it. We discuss it, guys, right? Now, of course, the current market price action is related not to the ECB. It's not related to the ECB. More likely, it's related to the Brexit news we are getting since last weekend, right? And the things trying to turn even more ugly, and we are getting some kind of the time frame where the UK government is getting from the EU towards the end of the month, trying to withdraw from, trying to amend this withdrawing bill, right? So, well, we are going to get back more to the pound tomorrow once we are going to get additional data from the UK. Just a reminder, tomorrow 8 a.m. CET, GDP, industrial production, manufacturing production, construction output. That's gonna be very interesting day tomorrow from the pound perspective. No doubt about it. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so with that being said, 91.30, right? Been tested yesterday and been rejected, if you do remember, and today we went through that level. So the obvious thing is we do know where the support, where the demand is. Can we get back 100 pips lower? Well, at this moment that's the only demand I see here, right? I would be very careful trying to chase short pounds, longs euro. If you are not long from the previous levels we discussed before, then you have to be patient. You have to be very conservative right now. Let's switch lower in that case. Let's switch to the 60-minute chart, 1 hour chart, and as you can see, there was an attempt to go lower, false break to the downside yesterday, right? And today, after short consolidation, huge monster upside break. So 91.40, 91, that's the current demand zone, and I would eventually wait for any kind of the spike to the downside to try to renew longs when it comes to the euro pound. The last one is EURJPY. EURJPY, 1 second. We have to switch to EURJPY right here. All right, very interesting thing going on post ECB. Well, that's the daily chart. What is important thing is this upper swing over here, right? That's the level being broken. Now, as you can see, we've seen triple bottom over here. Top around 2640, 2690, right? Bottom around 2440, 24 when it comes to the daily chart. Huge monster intraday range. Perfect thing when you wanna do intraday trading. So I would be very, very careful, and if you are a buyer, then I would switch to 2440, 24 as an intraday buyer, right? Oops, sorry. I would be the buyer in that zone, and I would be the seller somewhere in between current level and 2690 when it comes to the EURJPY. So for now, I do expect some the selling activity. Now, from the bigger perspective, because where we are, all right, because of where we are, you know, the bulls might be encouraged by this situation and might try to push higher. So we have 200 pips range. If you are going to break 2680.27, then 129, 130, 129, 130 could be the target. But if we are going to get back below 124, 123.90, the things may turn out ugly when it comes to the buyers with this possible scenario when it comes to the euro. The last thing I want to discuss briefly with this market update is current situation when it comes to Nasdaq, because if you do remember, we have clear picture. We pictured this nicely, right? And the first thing happened yesterday with this reversal. All right, we've seen the reversal yesterday. Now I do expect we might see some kind of the pullback. Let's have a look how high can we go after the reversal, and we may try to hold the levels related to the swing low close to 11,100, 11,050. all right, that's how I see the things, and I do expect huge monster supply around 11,800, 11,900 based again on what we discussed to the left side. So we might see some kind of the overnight upside break or attempt to upside break, and then we might see some kind of the reversal. I'm looking to fade the rallies higher above 11,600 towards 11,800, 11,900 when it comes to the Nasdaq. So overall, post ECB, euro went a little bit higher, but looks like it was more by the hot money, speculative money, to push the euro higher. Interesting things where we are going to get the daily close. Now, pound is even weaker based on all this Brexit scarcity. It's gonna be very interesting post UK data tomorrow. Finally, Nasdaq looking to fade the rallies. Of course, the congratulations if you were able, based on our analysis, based on the our meetings we discussed quite a few times, if you were able to spot this reversal, especially during the mid of the week. With that being said, guys, don't be trapped. All right, work with your exposure, be careful, and see you around. Thank you very much. Take care. Goodbye.